And also take note though that in 500 to 430 BC, Anaxagoras further supported Pythagoras' proposal through his observations of the shadows that the Earth casts on the Moon during a lunar eclipse. And take note as well, it was Pythagoras and his pupils who were first to propose a spherical Earth. And during around 340 BC, it was Aristotle who listed several arguments for a spherical Earth, which included the positions of the North Star, the shape of the Moon, and the Sun, and as well as the disappearance of the ships when they sail over the horizon. He also said about the disappearing ships that if the Earth was flat, then a ship traveling away from an observer should become smaller and smaller until it disappeared. Anaxagoras was also able to explain what causes the phases of the Moon. According to him, the Moon shone only by reflected sunlight. Since it is a sphere, only half of it illuminated at a time. This illuminated part that is visible from the Earth changes periodically. According to Eudoxus, Eudoxus was the one who proposed a system of fixed spheres. He believed that the Sun, the Moon, and the 5 known planets and the stars were attached to these spheres, which then carried the heavenly bodies while they revolved around the stationary Earth. For Aristotle was a student of Plato. For him, the Earth is spherical in shape since it always casts a curved shadow when it eclipses the Moon. He also believed that the Earth was at the center of the universe. The planets and stars were concentric, crystalline spheres centered on the Earth. Another famous Greek philosopher at that time is Aristarchus. He is the very first Greek to profess the heliocentric view. Remember the heliocentric model? The word helios means sun, centric means center. This heliocentric view considered the sun as the center of the universe. He learned that the sun was many times farther than the moon and that it was much larger than the earth. He also made an attempt to calculate the distance of the sun and the moon by using geometric principles. He based his calculations on his estimated diameters of the earth and the moon and expressed distance in terms of diameter. However, the measurements he got were very small and there were a lot of observational errors. And also don't forget about Eratosthenes. He made the first successful attempt to determine the size of the earth, and he did this by applying geometric principles. He observed the angles of the noonday sun in 2 Egyptian cities that were almost opposite each other in Sienne, now called as Aswan, in the south, and Alexandria in the north. He assumed they were in the same longitude. And there is Hipparchus. He is considered as the greatest of the early Greek astronomers. He observed and compared the brightness of 850 stars and arranged them into order of brightness or magnitude. He developed a method for predicting the times of lunar eclipses to within a few hours. Aside from this, he also measured the length of the year to within minutes of the modern value. We have Claudius Ptolemy. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe. That's why we have introduced the Ptolemaic model, which claimed that the planets move in a complicated system of circles. This geometric model also became known as Ptolemaic system. And also just remember the following: the very reason why we can't see very far away places such as Japan, because light travels on a straight path, not on a curved line. And also take note that because of rapid spinning of the Earth, centripetal force overcomes the gravitational attraction. Another thing, because of Earth's rotation, we experience what we call Coriolis effect, that causes the wind to blow to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemisphere, which also causes storms. And one last thing, because of the moon's gravitational attraction, it causes the oceans to bulge out in the moon's direction, which is why we have tides.